How pornography affects a teen brain. Here we all need to know how pornography affects our teens community. Porn is seductive. We all understand that. But why? Why is it so ruinous, especially to teens? As parents, as member of society, we all need to know the answers and its solution. Habitually, boys and girls become victim to the immediate satisfaction of sexual imaginations and pornography. I can't tell you the number of times both boys and girls have said they see kids at school watching pornography. I recall, once I was typing a research paper in the college library and what I noticed the guys next to me laughing. I looked over in shock to see a really attractive nude woman on the tap screen. Immediately, it was as if an adrenaline bomb blasted in my brain. My hands began to shake. I desired to see more, but at that time I didn't want to see more. In a second, I left from concentrating on a research paper to deal with my internal war. I hadn't gone to the library looking for pornography. And unluckily, that's the obvious case with many first-time porn users. Some teen girls I've advised, primarily accidentally exposed to a nude male body through any sexting, erotic education class, a fantasy novel, words, pictures, or sexual conversations with boys and girls. Often this early expose leads to a desire for more, including sexual fantasies of all types. It becomes an internal fight between rational thinking and benefit seeking. Where did they get all this material? Why weren't they thinking about sports and music and high grades? Here's the problem. Experienced to a sexual cultural reasons, boys and girls become users of people. It puts them on a track toward one-sided love and disregard of others. Pornography, sexual illusions and sexual talk becomes the social norms. The brain helps us make sense of what we take in through our 5 different senses. It answers back to what we see, hear or read. When our brain takes in is artificial, the ideas of sex becomes about consumption relatively than connection. Porn is powerful and persistent. Pornography is strong and creates an aspiration for more. It's far more pervasive than you can be suspicious. The increase of social media, technology and sexting in general has made a question for both boys and girls to become addicted into pornographic content and experiences. If we consider these statistics from www.statisticbrain.com, roughly 11,500 porn films or adult films are being released annually. The porn industry makes more than $2.90 billion a year. On the internet, the industry total is estimated to earn between $57 $150 billion a year. 88% of university students say they have had sex over webcams or smartphones. The record searched word on the internet is sex and porn. Why the porn industry target young kids? The pornography industry is a massive business, and they know how to upturn its market. Porn industries understand the addictive nature of their product, especially for interest of teens. So what might they know more, that their parents don't? When inspired, the brain discharges dopamine, a natural hormone, into that trail, creating a falling effect of memory and motivation. The teen brain wants more and more. It's set for addiction, impulsivity and uniqueness. Dopamine itself is not that bad. Sometimes it can be a very good for human. In fact, it also helps with motivation, pleasure and working moods. However, when dopamine hormone is released as effect of dealings with pornography, it's become harmful. It causes your brain to zero in pornography above anything else running in the brain. What happens when teenager experiences a sexually determined dopamine rush? He or she focuses on the wish to repeat whatever activated the rush. Experiences a dopamine rush at the simple assumed of getting to watch porn or experience a sexual invasion again. focus more about getting another rush than about the result of relating with porn, becomes incapable to see the big picture. The instant desire for pornography takes place of put in a loving relationship. To a confined brain, sexual fictions and porn become as basic a need just like food and water. Many boys and girls say that they get commonly addicted through sexually charged posters, romantic movies, and uneven sexual joking. Sexual content is available anywhere, especially on the internet, and accessible to anyone around the globe. Porn and sexual fantasies reduces the ability for healthy relationships. Another part of the brain is affected by watching porn as well. Mirror neurons that aid essential emotions for healthy relationships. For example, compassion and understanding. That's really crazy. Our minds are bound to respond to sex. Like many, the boy was trying to satisfy himself that sexual content in media is no big deal. Girls will respond to porn content a little differently. They might satisfy themselves that being pursued with sexual desire is the ideal. That's why sexually emotional media content is very dangerous. The neurons don't differentiate between live relations or media. In the time it takes to watch a movie or play a video game, teens privately experience, prepare and try to be like the disturbing behaviors on screen. The result can take two extremes. What's more, the desire to act out what's perceived on screen, or desensitization, leaving an individual incapable to feel anything else. Obviously, both are damaging to the real-life relationships. What are the impact of consistent use of porn by teens? Modern research say that when teens watch pornography, they can develop idealistic sexual principles and values, an over-focus or passion on sex, sexually violent behaviors, sexually tolerant behaviors, an earlier interest in having sex, many questions about their own body and organs, questions about their own sexual performance, problems with behavior, depressing feelings, closeness issues with others, including their siblings and parents. Boys and girls have a tendency to see the same sexual contents through a different lens. Girls look for perfectly shaped bodies that counterpart what they see on TV screen. Boys tend to be drawn to the pictures, enthusiasm, innovation and video content and want the girls to be like, dress like and act like the characters they see on TV screen. Silence is not an option, it's a high time to break the ice. Unfortunately, this is a topic all parents need to address with their kids. But relatively than just saying no to porn and sexual fantasies, let's help our kids to understand why it's so dangerous for them. This is education, and I think parents can play great role than a school lecture. This is how we can create awareness among our teens. Pornography and sexual fantasy is very broad-minded. Mostly, it happen accidentally but develop to intentional because it creates a permanent frustration that desires more and more. The internal battle angers until the individual surrenders to the attraction and justifies that pornography and sexual fantasies are just normal. Unfortunately, it's common but not healthy, but yes, common. Pornography and sexual fantasies are very addictive but remain unsatisfactory. It's like grassland, which makes the dust dependent upon it. Then a time comes, the grass won't grow without of it. Pornography and sexual fantasies turn our teens into regular users of people for their sexual needs. Honestly caring about others, a customer views people like not reusable objects, and when he gets fed up with one person, he finds a new one. Fantasies change like weather. A healthy relationships become unmanageable as long as pornography and sexual fantasies are present. Because it renews your brain with new porn content and teens tend to try. Pornography makes it hard to have a healthy, long-term relationship with opposite and same-sex partner. It makes attachment very difficult for couples. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone in our brain, is released in reaction to relationship in which person is having a sexual experience. When teens watch pornography, they bond with all new fantasies, not a person. Depression is almost predictable for all porn users. Research confirms that people who watch pornography are more likely to fight with depression. We are all created by God to relate with Him, each other and His creation. When we walk outside His plan, depression follows us. We tend to feel hungry like unsatisfied soul. Pornography and sexual fantasies stunt teens' brain progress. This is human nature that we tend toward whatever gives us instant pleasure, and pornography trains the human brain to chase new categorical content at any cost. Holy books and science both has confirmed that an essential ingredient of wisdom is only self-control. True freedom can only be found in self-control, not in pleasure-seeking. Please like, comment, and share. And if you enjoyed this informative video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.